A very famous and wise person once said, if you think ahead 100 years, you'll plant a tree. If you're thinking ahead 1,000 years, you'll educate the youth. In my job as a conservation officer, I'm privileged to be able to do both, planting trees and taking care of the wilderness, as well as passing on my knowledge and skills and education and training to the young, up-and-coming generation so that they too can respect and enjoy the great outdoors. Here in the Minnesota DNR, we've developed a special curriculum based upon Tom Brown Jr.'s training program. What we have is we're teaching the young junior ranger wannabes how to do certain things in the woods. For example, stalking. Stalking means walking quietly through the woods without disturbing any brush, without making any sound. It allows you to sneak up on your prey or on your quarry and to be able to observe without being seen yourself. Very useful for a DNR conservation officer.
Officer Torgerson, isn't that poison ivy?
No, poison oak. The second skill we teach is tracking and scatological studies. Now, tracking is what gets left behind after an animal or something has gone through the woods. Now, you are probably familiar with tracks as an animal track, and oh, that's a bobcat track or that's a bear track. The level of tracking we do is far beyond that. What we have here is a Minnesota pine marten. You may not know this, but every single track contains over 1,000 different reference points. I would guess probably a 3 to 4 year old male. Much like a fingerprint that query not only what sort of animal it is we're dealing with, but what they've just eaten and where they're going and whether they're looking this direction or that direction when they're stepping. Scatological studies is a fancy scientific term for studying animal turds. Oh, look at this. You can see by the size of this one that he was very comfortable and relaxed. But look what happens here. See how this one's pinched off a little bit like a dairy cone? Yeah, something startled him there and he had to pinch that one off and run off into the woods. So you can tell a lot about the animal by their scat. You can tell what they've been eating and how healthy they are. And okay, everyone grab a bite, take a small taste. These young hopefuls behind me here are wonderful students, and we're out here today to go through some more of our training because they are hoping to someday be able to earn the coveted Junior Ranger patch. Okay guys, what we have here is a cattail. Now, Tom Brown Jr. calls this the supermarket of the wilderness. That's because everything from the roots, the tubers, the seeds can be used. Hey, everyone see that boat out there?
Yeah, I do.
Use your cupped hand vision and tell me if you can see any more details. He's got a stringer in the water. You see that? Who knows when fishing season opens?
In a month?
1st June, February 29th.
No, it opens in 2 weeks. The point is, with a stringer in the water, those guys are probably poachers. So, we don't have any equipment with us here. We need to do some practical components here of what Tom Brown Jr. would do. We're going to use available resources here, the bulrushes. I'll get camouflaged up and I will go out. Afraid you guys can't come on this mission. It's a little too dangerous. You can be my backup here on land. But I'm going to sneak out to that boat and we're going to catch those guys with that stringer. Okay? Okay, bulrushes. Come on, camouflage. I consider this another fully successful mission. Even though the outcome might have been a little different than expected, they were not poachers. It ends up that they had a stringer of beer being kept cold there, but I was able to practice my stalking, get right up to the side of that boat, and those fishermen never realized I was there. That's a good day. That's what it's all about. Tom Brown Jr., I think, would be proud of me. And I think I've developed another skill that will be utilized again and again here in the state of Minnesota, out in the field.